So once again, welcome back to the Grand Pageant in the Heavens. This is the ninth segment and the seventh constellation group of the Mazzaroth. Once again, this presentation is the result of my own study and pondering and is not official doctrine of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. In this presentation, we will be looking at the constellation group of Pisces. Okay, let's see what Pisces has to tell us. Pisces can be seen all night every September and October. Jupiter is scheduled to spend time in Pisces from the 13th of April of 2022 until the 21st of April of 2023. The pre-flood prophet assigned to Pisces was Enoch, whose name means consecrated, initiated, taught, trained, and one with God. His angelic name was Raphael, which name means God has healed. Of the 12 tribes, it could be Levi, whose name means joined or attached, and to hear and obey. It is clear from from the constellation pictured that the fish are in bondage. They are tied to an evil monster and cannot escape on their own. You will see that this group is concerned with bondage and threatened destruction and promised rescue. Once again, we will see that Satan can do no more than the Lord allows. The traditional meaning, as shared by Joseph Seiss in his book The Gospel in the Stars, is that it is composed of 2 female fish bound to Cetus the sea monster by ropes tied to their tails, making it impossible for them to flee. He feels that the fish represent Judah and Ephraim. The fishes are protected by the restraining influence of Aries the ram in the next constellation, who signifies Christ as the Redeemer, and whose foreleg is over the bands that are binding the fish to Cetus. I am not discounting his analysis, but there are a couple of other possibilities for who these fish could represent. Possible application number 2. In light of the restoration and in latter-day context, the 2 fish of Pisces might also represent the living and the dead. Both are in danger of destruction, save for Jesus Christ's atonement and his redeeming power through the endowment and sealing ordinances for the living and for the dead. In this case, it makes sense that the fish nearest the chained woman, Andromeda, are the living saints who are in danger of destruction, and the fish swimming backward along the ecliptic might be the dead who are swimming backwards without the saving ordinance. Another possible application, number 3, it could also be that the 2 fish might represent the division of the wheat and the tares before the coming of Christ. The fish by Andromeda might be those who are in process of becoming a Zion people of the Lord, and the fish swimming clockwise against the flow could be the tares or the foolish virgins who turn away from the Lord and his gospel because of persecution and lack of physical and spiritual preparation. Some of the significant stars in Pisces are Syriac or Nuno, which means lengthened out for generations, and like schools of uncountable fish, probably having reference to the members of the church. Alfera, which means the pouring point, the progeny of the latter times, from times of old, so the resurrecting and the reassembling of the tribes of Israel. Al-Risha could mean Arabic, which means rope, band, bridle, or cord. Al-Uqdad is the knot, and Al-Samaka means the upheld. The first decan assigned to Pisces is the band that binds the 2 fishes of Pisces to Cetus the sea monster, and Cetus is a decan of the next constellation of Aries, and represents the bondage of all humanity to Satan and sin and the captivity of God's children who are laboring under conditions of apostasy. This from Gospel in the Stars. Romans 3, verse 23 says, "For all have sinned and come short of the glory of God," end quote. Or 1 John 1, verse 8, which says, quote, "If we say we have no sin, we deceive ourselves, and the truth is not in us," end quote. The only known star in the band is Aurisha, which means the band or the bridle. The second decan of Pisces is Andromeda, the chained woman. Andromeda was a princess who was naked, vulnerable, and bound to a stone to be afflicted and eaten by Cetus, the sea monster, in sacrifice. The powerful Perseus, another representation of Christ and decan of Aries, comes and offers to free and rescue her if she will be his bride and marry him. One meaning discovered by Joseph Seiss that has been attached to Andromeda is that she signifies the Israelites who were first enslaved in Egypt. Then they were made captive by the curse of the law because they feared God instead of preparing to meet him. If this Jupiter postulation is correct, it might be correct to say that she is the Church of Jesus Christ and saints who are marked for destruction by Satan and his minions in the last days leading up to the second coming. Upon her release and rescue by the Savior, she assumes her rightful place as part of Cassiopeia, the bride and the Zion of Christ or Perseus who has rescued her. The main stars in Andromeda are Sira, which means the chained, Persia, which means the stretched out, Adhil, which means the afflicted, Mirach, which means the weak, Mizar, which means the bound, and Al-Mosalsala, which means delivered from death and hell, and Misam al-Thuraya, which means the assembled and the abundance. The third decan assigned to Pisces is Cepheus, the crowned king. Cepheus, the king, is paired with Cassiopeia, his queen, and a decan of Aries in the northern sky. This king signifies Christ as the King of Kings, who is ruling alongside his bride, the true church in Zion, during his millennial kingdom on earth. Along his other side is the forbidding side of Draco, the dragon, who will be bound in the abyss throughout Christ's millennial kingdom until the end, when he will be released for a little season, as told in Revelations 21 through 3. Quote, "And I saw an angel come down from heaven, having the key of the bottomless pit, and a great chain in his hand, and he laid hold on the dragon, that old serpent, which is the devil and Satan, and bound him 1,000 years, and cast him into that bottomless pit, and shut him up, and set a seal upon him, that he should deceive the nations no more till the 1,000 years should be fulfilled, and after that he must be loosed a little season," end quote. The main stars in Cepheus, in his shoulder is the star called Al-Deramin, which means coming quickly, as in a circle, just like in Pegasus and the swan signet. So we need to have patience and faith. Revelations 14:12 says, in talking about the punishments that will come upon the wicked for taking the mark of the Antichrist, it says, quote, "Here is the patience of the saints, that they may rest from their labors, and their works do follow them," end quote. Also notice that Cepheus is in the process of pulling a robe over his right shoulder in anticipation of a ceremony, no doubt. Other stars are Alfurc, which means the Redeemer, Regulus, which is in his foot, which means treading underfoot the serpent. Al-Rai, which is in his knee, which means he who bruises or breaks the shepherd, the vociferous. In other words, he who shouts and argues loudly in behalf of his people, namely our mediator. The Polaris star, or the pole star, in Arabic is called Arukhta and means the turning point. So Cepheus's foot now rests on the pole star. The pole star used to be in the serpent, but shifted after Christ's crucifixion and resurrection and is now included in Cepheus. The pole star and Christ are the center of the celestial sphere and the seat of power. His crown signifies that Christ will be crowned by his people's intelligent choice and not by force, as Satan would seek to do. There will be 2 Saturn strikes in 2023. The first one will be on the 22nd of January 2023, and the second will occur on the 2nd of March of 2023. So taken all together, the Pisces constellation group could be teaching us that we should be prepared. The day may come when the church and the righteous could be in bondage and about to be destroyed. Satan and his minions believe that they can destroy the work of the Lord. If this constellation group speaks true, the day may come when in truth the righteous are vulnerable and will be in great peril. But if we remain true in spite of tribulation and through all trials and turn to Christ for deliverance, we will become the bride or Zion of Christ and be exalted with him, for he is the King of kings and has all might, power, and knowledge. Thank you. The next presentation will feature the constellation group of Aries.